20 years in the big leagues, all Derek cared about was winning World Series championships. He won 5 of them. But Al, when you break down the numbers, people say, oh, well, he never won an MVP. Go back and look at those numbers. 3,465 career hits. That's 6 all time. Hit over 300 12 times out of the 20 years. Had a 310 career lifetime batting average. This guy was an icon for 20 years at shortstop in the pinstripes.
And at shortstop, at captain. But here, even another number to even take it further, Fran. I'll tell you this. 4 games of his 2,747 games that he played in, they were not playoff implication. The last game of 08. Wow. At the old stadium, and 3 games he played in 14 of his last season. I just think about what this guy has meant, and he's a winner. There's no joke. And so I thought about Derek Jeter. I mean, we've been talking about him for weeks now, right? Well, so deserving of what he's being bestowed on today. But I thought about some greatest moments. So, hey, listen, I'm going to do a little flip book. Jeffrey Mayer, the home run 1996 at Game 1. Remember that whole play with Tony Tarasco? The flip play. How can we not forget this? Back then, you talk about his baseball instincts. It was no other level player that had the baseball instincts of Derek Jeter. And then Mr. November in that big game in Game 4 that tied the series in 2001 off of Kim going the opposite way, a Jeterian swing. And then to dive into stands in July in 2004 against the Red Sox. He busted up his eye. You talk about leaving it all on the field. This is what he did. And to think his 3,000th hit in 2011, yes, July 9th off of David Price, he hits a home run to left field. So not Derek Jeter, was right center field. But I think about that last game when you think about Derek Jeter. Yes, it was the last game at Yankee Stadium for his last home game at September 26th there in 2014. But the setup was, it looked like he was going to have his last at bat or not get it. No, the Yankees were up 5-2 in the ninth. Adam Jones hits a 2-run homer. Okay, 5-4. And then you got Steve Pearce ties the game. Derek Jeter's in the hole. So everybody in that stadium's like, wait a minute, we're going to get a chance to see Derek Jeter. He's looking around, say, okay, Jose Perella, base hit to the left side. Will there be a chance for an iconic moment again? Brett Gardner, nice little sack bunt, moves him to second base. You say, Well, you look at this. Buck Showalter was his first big league manager. He was in the opposing dugout. And I look at this scene. The stadium was going bananas. Does he have another moment in him? Well, let's take a look. Are you kidding me, guys? And I wanted to show that because I know, Jim, you're going to talk about his swing later, but a base hit to right center field. I remember watching him like, please, can he get up? Like, are you kidding me?
Absolutely.
Do the baseball gods align for this guy? And he's a winner. And I want to tell you this. My last year in the big leagues was in 2005. I got a chance to play with Derek Jeter and the Yankees. And we ended up losing a division series out in Anaheim. We're flying back on the team plane. And I sat actually in the back. I was there for only half a season. Derek Jeter sat right there. Posada, a few of the guys around. And I turned to him, and Derek, being as upset as we all were because we didn't move on. And Derek, I told you, 4 games of all of his games that didn't have playoff implication. I said, D, I'm trying to pump him up. I'm done. I'm 40 years old. I said, you had a great year. And he looked at me and goes, Light, it's not about that. It's about winning championships. That's what he was about. And I'm looking at him. I think he batted 300. He had like a good year. Like, I just went over here. I'm like, yeah, what else do you say?
Right. No, unbelievable, Jim.
Really.
You know, for me, I got to watch his first major league home run in Cleveland. Opening day was 96, I do believe. And you knew instantly he was going to be great. You knew the swing was there. He had this swagger, this way about him when he hit the field. What I remember for 20-some years, and being in Cleveland, we had some great rivalries with the Yankees. I always remember going out to stretch, and every day they'd be in Yankee Stadium. He'd be taking 1,000,000 ground balls, coming off the field, sweating. And he did that when he was a rookie, and he did that when he was a 20-year vet. And, you know, more importantly, he never changed as a guy. He represented New York, he represented the Yankees, and he represented his family the way you should. And he's as big of an iconic figure, I think, in our generation that we have seen in baseball.
So many people looked up to him. His peers, everybody. Forget about just fans. When it was Derek Jeter, everybody stopped. You watch a little closer. What's he doing? How's he do it?
Well, and look, that's another big point, too. I mean, iconic figure. I mean, he transcends baseball,
yes.
by the way. I mean, this is a guy who's, done some stuff in the entertainment world. I mean, he's Jeets, Derek. You know him by just one name. So, Derek Jeter, too, you know this as well, having spent a good portion of your career in New York City. 20 years in the biggest media market in the world, and the microscopes that are out on you, and no drama.
Never misstepped.
Yeah.
Think about that. Not one oops.
A lot of players don't want to play in New York because of that. He loved New York. This is where he wanted to be, I mean, ever since he was a little kid. So Derek Jeter is in, 1 vote shy here of the unanimous selection.